There was a car wreck last night.
Your mom's in the hospital. Do you understand, Lily? Did you get a nap? Well, should we get you cleaned up and in some fresh clothes?
I'm fine.
Okay. Was Grandma Beth still napping?
Can we go to the hospital? I want to see her.
I know, but we can't right now.
I want to stay with her.
You can't.
Why not?
Because hospitals have rules. This is gonna take patience, okay? You can help with Grandma Beth.
I don't want to help with Grandma. I want to stay with Mom.
A routine is gonna be good for all of us.
You're leaving?
Yeah, I gotta go to work. I'm sorry that you have to stay here all day, but I haven't been able to figure out any other arrangements. If you have any issues, you just call me, okay? The number's on the fridge. There's plenty of sandwich stuff if you get hungry, and we'll talk when I get home, okay?
We should go to the hospital anyway. I don't know. Hitchhike? Of course I don't want to be kidnapped. Why would you even ask that?
Lily? Well, hello, sweetheart.
Hi. Why don't you guys have a TV?
We have books. You aren't going to tell me that you prefer a TV to books, are you?
TV is fun.
If fun is having someone just zap things into your brain. Here.
Thanks.
There's nothing real about TV. It's not like the stories in books.
There's nothing real about the stories.
Nothing real. Come on. I have trouble remembering things. Did you know that?
Aunt Martha told me.
Just little things, really. Ah, here it is. These are some sketches from the last thing I was working on, The Farmer and the Fire Elf.
A fire elf isn't a real thing.
Oh, so you say. Do you want to hear it?
Where are the words?
All up here. Once there was a goodly farmer who lived with his lovely wife right on this land, in fact. One day, when he was tending his field, there was an earthquake that shook the ground under his feet and rattled him to his bones. The earth split, and a great hole opened next to the farmer, who walked to the edge and peered inside.
What was inside?
I'm not sure you're ready for this story yet. As the farmer was looking into the hole, a small man caked in ash and cinders was crawling out. The farmer was scared something fierce as he watched the small man shake the cinders from his coat.
Was the man magic?
There was magic in him, but it was a dark magic, for it was not a man who crawled out of the hole, but a fire elf. The elf told the farmer that he had come to grant him whatever he wished, if only the farmer would allow him passage across his land and out into the world. Well, the farmer quickly surmised that there was evil in this creature, so he told the elf that he wanted nothing from him, and that he would not allow him to pass across his land, but that rather he should go back down the hole from which he came. Well, the elf was furious that the farmer would not let him pass across his land. He vowed to do whatever he could to hurt the farmer. So one night, he stole into the farmer's house and took the very heart from his world.
The heart?
All those things we love and hold most dear. In this case, it was the health of the farmer's wife, who soon became ill and was confined to her bed. The elf took the heart and broke it into 3 pieces, which he placed with 3 bewitched subjects in 3 other worlds. He gave 1 piece to a maiden and cast a spell of vanity on her. He gave a 2nd piece to a writer and cast a spell of melancholy on him. The 3rd piece he gave to an astronomer, then cast him out, lost into a starless void. The farmer was heartbroken. The next evening, he left his wife in the care of a neighbor and set out to seek the pieces of the heart and save his wife.
How did the farmer go traveling? To the other worlds, I mean.
Just after sundown, when the worlds are closest together, that's when you can travel. You must close your eyes and picture where you want to go, because you want the place you are seeking to also be seeking you. When you open your eyes, you must be very quiet and keep a keen eye.
Have you gone?
Oh, no. It takes a lot of courage to travel. And he waits out there, bitter as ever, looking for a way out into our world.
What happened to the farmer?
Oh, he went looking for the pieces. Perhaps the fire elf captured him.
I thought it was true.
It is true. I just have to remember all the parts.
Can the heart make people better?
Certainly. If you know where to look for the pieces, and if you have the right things to go traveling with.
What things?
A whole bag of tricks.
The farmer took a sewing bag?
Oh, I doubt it. But all travelers must have their own things.
That's not a true story.
I don't tell tall tales.
What happened next?
I'll give it some thought and see if I can remember. You can hang on to them if you like.
do we have here? A little traveler?
Let me out!
Perhaps we can be of some use to each other.
What?
You're searching for a way to save someone, yes? Your poor mother. I'm very sorry indeed. I could help her if you like.
Can?
Oh, yes. I could heal her. Good as new. But in return, you must do one simple thing for me.
What?
All you need to do is invite me to pass out of this land.
I can't.
Of course you can.
I know what you are.
You place your hopes in the heart, but you shall never find it.
Maybe I will.
No, child. I'm your only hope.
No,
Your mother may not live much longer.
that's not true.
I know death, little one. I know grief and misery. And I doubt you're brave enough, little bird. Good luck.
Mom will get better. We don't need him.
I don't want to wear this dress. It's old.
It's just a nightgown, Mother.
I told the little girl we need to leave, that he won't stop until she's dead.
Who?
That woman, the sick one. He'll come for her soon, too. Mark my words. I told the child all about it.
Sleep well, Mother. You know, she confuses things, right? Why don't you go ahead and get ready for bed? I'll start you a bath.
I can do it. She doesn't tell tall tales.
They're only stories, Lily.
Just after sundown, when the worlds are closest together, that's when you can travel.
What in God's name? Have you been in the bath this whole time? Look at this mess.
It just happened.
Get to bed.
Don't worry, I won't try that again.
It's got some cracks in the paint, but I'll take care of it.
How much more is that gonna cost?
Oh, it's easy. Don't worry about it.
Thanks.
Sam, bring me a paint scraper.
Hey,
Hey,
you living here?
just visiting my aunt and grandma.
Your aunt used to babysit me. When I was younger, I mean.
I bet that was fun.
How'd the tub flood?
I did it. But I fell asleep.
Oh. My dad said your grandma's having memory things.
She still remembers a lot, though.
She used to tell me all kinds of stories about traveling in other worlds and stuff.
That's what I was dreaming about. A story she told me when I fell asleep in the tub. It's stupid.
No, I remember her stories. They were cool.
Yeah, like almost real.
Yeah. I mean, they aren't. But, well, you never know.
Sam, paint scraper.
Here you go, if you go traveling. My dad said to check it, but it still kind of works.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'll be back as soon as I'm off.
What's wrong, Grandma?
Jane,
Mom is in the hospital.
I don't understand how.
We're going to find the pieces of the heart for Mom. That's what we're going to do. Stop being such a worrywart. Yes, I know I almost drowned. You have to picture where you want to go. I didn't do that. Yes, I do know where to picture going. Well, how am I supposed to know what all this stuff is for? Well, are you coming or not? Well, it's better than ending up underwater, I guess. That was close. Did he look familiar to you? Hello?
One moment while I get ready. Oh, this won't do. No, this won't do at all.
I think it's lovely.
Yes, it is. But what would a little girl know?
Those birds sound beautiful.
Birds? Be a good girl and stop distracting me. I won't be long.
Can you help me?
Ah, I may have something that will fit you.
No, I'm looking for a heart.
Let's try this one.
It's very pretty.
Here. A few more touches.
It's nice, but
How beautiful that looks on you.
it looks pretty.
Oh, indeed. And there is no substitute for beauty. Beauty is the outward shine of a happy and righteous soul.
I don't know.
There's no injury too deep and no pain too great that beauty cannot reconcile.
Really?
Oh, yes. To be beautiful is to have the sun shining upon you for all others to see.
What about someone who is pretty but isn't nice?
Simply impossible, dear. How we look is who we are. There. See? Do you not feel happy?
Nicole said I was ugly.
What? Of course you're not ugly. Cole must be blind as a bat. You are very pretty.
Nicole is prettier.
That's not true. And that's not what's important. It's not about what's on the surface. I mean, that's all that mirror shows, not what's underneath, and that's where the real beauty is. the kind of person you are. So don't you go getting stuck in there.
What have you done? What is that sweet sound?
The birds outside.
Maybe a short moment to listen? Perhaps more feathers. I've forgotten how lovely the nights are here.
Can you help me?
Of course, child.
I'm looking for a heart, or part of one.
A heart. Oh, yes.
Thank. I knew that man in rags looked familiar. The fire elf must have trapped him. Ow.
Morning. What in the world? Why didn't you come get me? No, it's just a small cut, thank goodness. How did you cut yourself?
I don't know.
All right, well, come on. Is there anything you want to tell me, to talk about? Just go ahead and get dressed. I'll go eat breakfast. Lily, I need you to come down here, please. You may not want to talk about things, but I need you to explain this.
I'm just trying to help Mom. I went through there, into a mansion, and there was a man in rags, and there was a maiden too. She was trying on all these dresses, and there were tons of mirrors.
Please stop. I know that you're confused, but lying to me will only make this entire thing worse. What?
Why do you hate me?
I don't. Not at all. Honey, you know that there is a chance that your mom won't wake up, right?
She will.
It was a very bad wreck, and you know that—
You're horrible. I wish you never brought me here.
Lily, come back!
Can you tell me more of the story?
You mean the story about the rabbit who accidentally learned to speak French?
I'd like to hear that one day, but...
How about a snack?
Talked to the doctors today. Your mom's still in a coma, but they say the pressure on her brain's reduced. So that's good news.
Can we go see her, please?
We can go on Saturday. It's the next time I'm off.
You're just so sweet to an old lady.
Thank you, Mom.
I do hope they give you a raise soon.
Good night.
Night. We can't sissy out now. You heard we're helping Mom. I know Aunt Martha's mad. You'd think for a bird that could fly away anytime, you'd be a little bit more bold. The writer. Yes, I know that's Aunt Martha's room. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. piece of wooden heart. Have you seen one lying around?
No!
You sure?
What's that?
Are you the writer?
Well, I don't know about the writer, but I am a writer. At least, that's what I believed I was.
What are you writing about?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the very thing. Well, see, it's supposed to be something light, something guaranteed to bring smiles to the faces of the guests, but I can't seem to strike the right chord. They start light enough and then devolve into gloom, misery.
People like sad stories sometimes.
Well, yes, but this request comes from the king himself for the princess's birthday.
Want some help?
You know, that might be just the thing. Perhaps you could help me, being as how you are a child, with innocent intentions. You do have innocent intentions, correct? What I mean to say is you're not a wild bantam beast with a transmorphing spell cast upon you, are you? That would be just my luck.
No.
Good! It would be extremely inconvenient to be eaten alive at this particular juncture. Come! Here, come. Give me a subject.
How about a unicorn?
I had a pet unicorn once.
Really?
Really? Glorious magical beasts. No one mentions the flatulence, however. Okay, go on.
What if it was written by a prince?
Yes.
And he's on a quest.
Quest, yes.
Save his entire kingdom from an army that wants to take over his people.
All right. The prince gathers an army of his own. The army is proud and determined. The prince leads them forth to a glorious battle, during which the prince is knocked from his steed. As the battle rages around him, the prince struggles to get his feet under him. Just as he stands, a giant stone from a catapult smashes him flat. The army flees in terror. Another stone smashes his one-horned steed.
What? You can't kill the prince, he's the hero.
Did I just kill the hero?
Yes, and a unicorn.
Oh, no! No! Could you imagine what the children would think?
They probably wouldn't like you very much.
The king would probably separate me from my head.
Sounds like you would pretty much hate it. They should live forever.
No one lives forever.
They can in a story, can't they?
Perhaps. But would that be true to life?
We'll just have to start over.
What's the use? They all end the same way. I should have been a mason or a baker. One is unlikely to lose one's head over yeasted rolls. I am worthless! Worthless!
What a drama queen. Well, there's no time for wallowing in sorrow. You need to think about something else or do something fun.
What's the use?
My mom and I dance in the kitchen sometimes. I bet it would make you feel better.
I wrote a story about a dancer earlier today. It ended in a gruesome house fire.
Come on.
Oh, well, I suppose there's nothing to lose.
That's the spirit.
I'll probably get a cramp. you were certainly right about the dancing. Thank you for your help. You know, this place is awfully dramatic. I think I'll find a more suitable place to write this light-hearted fare. Be sure to write me whenever you wish. I would love to hear from you. Goodbye.
Wait! Can you tell me where to find the wooden heart?
You mean that one?
Thanks. We have to be quick. Aunt Martha's house. Aunt Martha's house. Aunt Martha's house.
How clever you must feel. 2 pieces. Well done. I know secrets. I know you're not brave enough to save her. Not when you can't even admit the truth. I'll have her soon. Very soon.
We're too quick for him. Oh no.
Come here. Why would you do this?
I didn't do it.
Lily, why would you tear up my books?
I told you it wasn't me.
Then who?
You don't know everything. You think that Mom's going to die, but she's not.
I don't think that.
Yes, you do. You just want me to forget about her.
Of course I don't want you to forget her. I want you to talk about
Then why won't you let me see her?
That is not what I'm doing. You have to understand that things are really tight right now. We will go see your mom as soon as we can. I do think it would help if we could talk. If we could talk about people. If we could talk about people dying.
Why? She's going to get better.
Lily, that's not what I... That's not what I meant. Yeah, no, extra hours are fine next week. Yeah, thank you again. Thanks. Let's go see your mom. We have to be quick, okay? I only have half a day. Come on, Mom. It's Jane.
That's not...
You know, sometimes we want things to be real or things not to have happened. And we can want them so much that we ignore the truth.
We have to find the last piece tonight. We have to. How does the story end?
The story?
The farmer and the fire elf?
A twist.
Huh?
The story has a twist. They all do. The farmer searched and searched, but the fire elf had one more trick up his dark sleeve.
What happened? Did the farmer win against the fire elf?
I don't quite remember. But if he did win, one thing is certain. The solution came from a place we didn't expect. Usually from right here.
You should eat some dinner, Mom.
I don't like this.
You like pasta?
What else do they have here?
I think that's all that's on the menu tonight.
What kind of a place only serves one thing?
They were so busy that they ran out of everything.
Oh.
Well,
Can I be excused? If you don't want to come, you don't have to. Of course you do. The astronomer. You gotta see this place. What do you mean, which way? There's nothing. Hello? Hold on tight. Excuse me? I was hoping you could help me.
How have you come here?
There was a rope. You speak English?
I speak many languages. You've been imprisoned as well?
No, I asked to come here.
So you can take us away.
I can try. Aunt Martha's house. Aunt Martha's house. It's easier to go than to get back. I'm sorry. What are you looking at?
I'm looking for a point of reference.
A what?
Something that can show me where here is.
You don't know where we are?
No.
And there's nothing out there?
See for yourself.
No stars.
None.
If there's nothing out there, why do you keep looking?
Does your kind like the company of others?
We like being with our families.
The same is true for my kind. If we're separated or alone, we're very unhappy.
So everyone is gone?
No, most likely we're just beyond the edge of the stars, very far away.
Same thing, I guess.
Untrue. Existing and not existing are very different things. Everything came from the same speck. The stars, the planets, the atoms in your skin, and everything can feel the pull of everything else. And one day all those things will pull each other together again back to the same bright point. Eventually, we will all be one again.
How many are there?
More than grains of sand on the beach.
And they are very far away?
Yes, but they all came from the same place.
We just need something else out there.
That's precisely what I've been looking for. What are those?
They're stars.
I've seen many stars, but none like those.
Everything came from the same place, right?
Very curious. What have you done?
I don't know.
Will you join us?
I have to get back home to my people.
Thank you, little traveler.
I told you I am not ready to go to bed yet. This is my house, and you work here, and I'd like you to remember that. Well, don't get your filthy hands off me. You can't just go around touching people like that. And you can't bring people into my house without my permission. I won't allow it. Shoo, get! Who is that? Who is this child that you have brought into my house without even asking me about it? You never asked my permission. You never even told me it was going to happen. Mom, please just come. Just leave me alone.
Did you misplace something, little bird?
Give it back.
Why would I give back something that belongs to me?
It's not yours.
Do you think the true heart would be made of simple wood? You think a heart can be mended by simply putting the pieces back together?
What? No!
I told you you're not strong enough to find what you seek. Now, allow me into this world and I'll save her.
I don't believe you.
Come now, child. You can believe me.
No.
So be it. Your mother will soon drift away.
No!
Bye. What are you up to?
Nothing.
Where are you going?
None of your business.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm going to the hospital to see my mom.
Isn't that a long way away?
Yeah.
Hey, that flashlight come in handy?
Yeah.
My dad told me about the wreck. About your mom.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. My mom died, like 2 years ago from cancer.
I'm sorry.
Thanks. It was like so unfair.
I bet you miss her a lot. I mean, I'm sure you do.
Yeah. Your grandma watched me when my dad had to work. She kinda always knew what to say when I was feeling bad.
You think about your mom a lot?
Yeah. I mean, I would have done anything to save her, but, you know.
Anything?
Yeah. You want me to come with you?
It's probably too far away.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem.
Where are you? Where are you?
Over here.
I'll do it. I'll let you pass into this world. But I want more time to find the heart.
No more time, little bird.
Then I won't let you in.
Because this is so very fun, I'll give you one more night.
That's not enough time.
That is my offer.
I bet the Pharaoh has a heart with him. That's what Grandma meant by a twist. We have to go if we're going to find the real one.
And he waits out there, bitter as ever, looking for a way out into our world.
The fire elf. Holy moly. No! There's that man in rags.
What do we have here? Run, run, run!
Like your cage?
No.
Oh.
I have it, and now she'll get better.
What did you find, little bird?
The real heart. I found it.
Silly little bird. Trapped in a cage. You found nothing!
I did. No!
The only lies are those you've been telling yourself. There's one thing that remains true. Across all worlds, everyone is eager to bury their pain. They're not strong enough to face it. The sun will soon rise in your world, and your mother will die while you are here. Here in your cage.
No! Grandma, finish the story, please, Grandma.
Little bird.
Grandma? Grandma, finish the story, please, Grandma.
Only you can do that.
But I don't know where to find the heart.
You do. But you must be oh so brave.
I've tried.
Sometimes we must face things that are full of pain and sorrow. That is the way of the world.
I can't.
You can. Be a brave little bird.
No, don't go. The man in rags. The man in rags.
Mom's in the hospital. Your dad was driving and the other car hit the driver's side. He didn't make it. Do you understand, Lily? Your dad died. I'm so sorry, honey.
Lily!
Everything came from one point. So we're all one thing.
All the memories, even the bad ones.
Give that to me!
Aunt Martha's...
That belongs to me.
No, it doesn't.
Have your own cages. Every last one of you.
Come on, then. You're the one who's scared and weak. You live on people's fears, but I'm not scared.
You should be.
No one lives forever. Not even in stories. But if you remember them, maybe they're still kind of there. I think so.
You missing her? Me too.
guys want to hear a story?
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, your grandma, she could tell great stories.
The best.
I know. Once upon a time, there was a happy little family. They loved to dance in the kitchen and go watch the stars outside at night together. There was a mom, a dad, their kid, an aunt, and a grandma. One day, the little girl went traveling to 3 worlds. In the first world, there was a maiden, and she had a spell of vanity on her. In the second world,